wanna be ready when the hurt comes my way. I wanna be ready when the hurt comes my way.
It's a sign of the times. Employees at this Nebraska Burger King telling customers, we all quit. And it's not just happening there. After you left, a bunch of your colleagues left too?
Well, there was 23 of us and 20 of us quit.
Ashley Wyrick left her fast food job in Oklahoma in June.
I couldn't do it. I could not work for somebody that treats their employees that way any longer.
And days later,
I immediately found another job after I quit.
She had a new job at a call center with better pay. As businesses reopen and the economy takes off, employees have options.
This is a moment of employee empowerment, worker empowerment that we haven't seen for a long time.
It's being called the Great Resignation. In April, a record 4 million workers quit, and in May, another 3.6 million. Some putting off leaving their job during the pandemic. Others are burned out after the last year. And some saved money working from home and have a financial cushion to try something new, like Natalie Nichols. And what happened?
The pandemic happened. I had a lot of free time to think what I truly valued as a human being. And that all came down to my own personal freedom. And I love working remotely.
She decided to quit her corporate marketing job after her company announced she'd have to return to the office. Now she's on her own.
I know there are ebbs and flows, but I'm working with clients that I absolutely love. And that's really fulfilling.
And since Natalie is no longer tied to an office, she's now moving from Ohio to Las Vegas.
What the pandemic changed was people taking a step back and saying, okay, I have a moment in my life where I can reflect a little bit. Is this what I want to keep doing? And that pause is giving them power.
Experts say if you're thinking of quitting, don't be impulsive. It's a huge decision, so think it through. Try not to leave before you have another job lined up. It's easier to get a job when you have a job.
And if you end up deciding to leave on the best note possible.
For Ashley Wyrick, she's confident she made the right choice. Are you happier?
Yes, I am. The environment is so much different. They appreciate their employees.
Stephanie Rule, NBC News.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light, or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, BARAK, WAHAWAH to the elect and 1/3 of the children of Israel. Double honors to the teachers and the head apostles of the GREATMILLSTONE who rule well. Peace and salutations to the alchemy who are pushing out this work with truth and sincerity. Also, BARAK to the Aquafim who are listening as well. This is Providence in Babylon, Tampa Bay, Florida. My name is Brother Daniela. I want to do this lesson of the Great Resignation. All right? The Great Resignation. And the Great Resignation is people who are quitting their jobs. Okay? Lots of people are quitting these jobs during this phase of the pandemic. Okay, now it's dying down. People are getting comfortable with their unemployment. Okay, lots of people were on unemployment during the pandemic, and now all these jobs are hiring, and a lot of people don't want to work, and those who are working are quitting their jobs because the job's not, the job's not giving them the wage that they need for their cost of living. Okay, So we're living in some serious times. Okay, the cost of living is going up. Hyperinflation of food and certain resources are going up. Everything's going up slowly. Like my local grocery store where I live. They make some delis like sandwiches and chicken rotisseries, fruits, vegetables. All those prices are going up. Like the 20-piece chicken wings used to be $10 to $11. Now it's almost 15. Sooner or later, that's going to be what, $20, $25. Everything's going up. The economy is about to collapse because people are quitting their jobs. That's one of the reasons why, and that's also prophecy. We want that to happen. Okay? So a lot of prophecies are popping up every single day, and we want the prophecies to manifest so the kingdom can come. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That is the plan, so YAHAWASHI can take back the kingdom. We want YAHAWASHI to return. So we want these prophecies to manifest, and we want the times to speed up for the elect. Okay? The elect of the children of Israel, the 144,000 men of Israel. Okay? So we must prophesy against Mount Seir, okay, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who is in rulership today. We must prophesy against it so we can see the prophecies manifest. Like seeing the prophecies come to pass. So this great resignation, something that never happened before, and so this is the first time in history that America's going through this great resignation in 2021. So I found an article, and then we're going to go back to Ecclesiastes chapter 12. So I found this article. It says, what is the great resignation of 2021? Okay. And this is theladders.com. Okay. It's a recent post that they did in July 21st, 2021. It says, what is the great resignation of 2021? And of course, the video really explained itself, but I found this article, I thought it was edifying. It says, if you don't spend your days on TikTok or Reddit, which is two websites, like social media websites, for, blogging and whatnot, you may be blissfully unaware of a growing movement urging people to quit their jobs in mass this fall. So a lot of people are quitting their jobs. Like the video said, in April, it was, roughly 4 million people. And then around May, it was another 3.6 million. So basically, you can say probably over 7 million people quit their jobs here in America. More than that, between April and now, a lot of people quit their jobs and hopped on unemployment. And I usually take a Uber or a Lyft to work or certain places, and people tell me how like they're on unemployment and they do 2-3 rides a day, or some people are doing Uber and Lyft full time, and they tell me how that they used to be a CEO or a very high position manager of a restaurant or a company, and during the pandemic, they got let go. And some of them had a wife, and they recently got divorced, or and the majority of those people were Edomites anyways. So but they were telling me their whole life story as they were bringing me to like to work or a certain place I needed to go. and they were just telling me the whole life story, man. Like, and they, all depressed and stuff. That's the vibration of here in America. All right, so that's a vibration. People are going through, like someone at crisis of, losing their, like losing their resources here on Earth. They're losing their, their comfort. You know what I'm saying? Like people like people who used to have, lots of money in their savings. Now they have to pull out that money from their savings, and they have to use that for an emergency. So nowadays jobs are hiring, and lots of people who don't want to work because jobs aren't paying what they want, because like the cost of living is going up, and you know what I'm saying, and they want to be able to get paid a certain wage, but that company is not meeting their needs. So therefore, lots of people are leaving jobs. So what's that's going to cause? That's going to cause an economic collapse, or even worse, they might end up forcing people to get back to work without being compensated, and they can do that. There's lots of unrighteous decrees that the government can do towards the people. There's nothing new under the sun. Like just like the Roman captivity, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of unrighteous decrees going out, especially towards on the Israelites. And before that, the Grecian captivity, they were spewing out a lot of unrighteous decrees, saying that we couldn't serve our Lord on a certain day. We couldn't go by our customs, only by their customs. Imagine that, but twice as worse. All right, and that's Jacob's trouble. So it's going to be a lot of unrighteous decrees, coming to pass in these last days. So, and right now, a lot of people don't want to work. Lots of people that here in America don't want to work. So therefore, it's going to be a tougher process this year of bringing people back to work. And everywhere I go, there's a lot of places hiring. I see this place hiring. Restaurants, it says now we're hiring. Everything that like everywhere I go, even on the internet, places are hiring. And a lot of people just don't want to go back to work. So sooner or later, they're going to send some sort of unrighteous decree this year around fall. All right. So let me get back to the article. It says, if you don't spend your days on TikTok or Reddit, you may be blissfully unaware of a growing movement urging people to quit their jobs en masse this fall. It's called the Great Resignation of 2021. And for businesses already struggling to attract workers back to the office, it could spell very bad news. The social media trend coincides with broader disruptions in the labor market. Monster, a global employment website, recently reported 95% of employers are considering changing jobs. So there's people changing jobs like crazy because there's a lot of places hiring. There's more options because a lot of people aren't working because they're depending on the government of the unemployment benefits, and and ever since the beginning of the pandemic of last year, 2020, at the Maxine Waters, you know what I'm saying, like AKA the jab, they, like some people couldn't return to their old careers, so therefore there's people that's still out of work, so therefore, all these other jobs are hiring still, but there's still people not wanting to work. So it is prophecy that the grinders will cease. So some of these places that you will see on a daily basis are going to end up being shut down. Fast food restaurants, retail stores, so on and so forth. It's going to be a lot of retail stores being shut down. Sears, I seen I went by the mall. Sears is no longer there. Sears is shut down. You know what I'm saying? H. Gregg, all these stores that were around for 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years is gone. No longer there. Okay? Let me read on. This is on top of the 4 million people who already followed through and resigned in April. Okay? So a lot of people are changing jobs here and there. People are quitting. People are finding another job, another job, and another job, and another job, and another job. So there's a lot of options. There's going to be a point to where that they're going to stop the unemployment benefits and everyone's going to be forced to get back to work. All right, and they're going to send out what an unrighteous decree according to Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1. So enough on that article. So back to Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Let's start at verse 3. Okay, so verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. When the sound of the grinding is low, he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, so which means the strong men shall bow themselves, which is the employees. If you go into the word employee, it means slave. You know what I'm saying? So, like employees working very hard, you know what I'm saying? To the point of where, you know what, forget this. So it says the strong men shall bow themselves, meaning like, oh man, I'm tired of this, you know? And the grinders cease, meaning they're going to stop working, they're going to quit because there are few, because there's only a few people working within that retail store, working in that factory, working at a fast food restaurant or restaurant, period. There's only a few people working and they're not getting paid enough. So guess what? They're going to be like, man, forget this. I'm going to find something else. Or I'm just going to file for unemployment. Okay? And those that look out the windows be darkened. All right? So those consumers going to come out and try to grab something to eat or try to go to that specific retail store that they always like to go to. And they're going to see what? The place darkened. They're going to see the windows darkened. They'll say, we are closed. Sorry. Or store closing soon. Everything 40, 50% off. One of their favorite stores that they've been going to for years. It's going to be what? Darkened. It's going to be a big building, all empty, and the inside is going to be what? Darkened. So we're coming into these times where we're going to witness that, and you're already witnessing that right now. All right, you're witnessing all these places closing down slowly. You know, I've noticed that all these healthy stores, like your local vitamin discount stores, or Vitamin Shop, or your local GNC, those stores are closing. The healthy stores for your health. Those things are closing very fast, and there's barely any locations of those kind of places. So what happens when they close down those places? You won't be able to purchase anything, like anything good for your body. You know what I'm saying? For example. So all those places are closing slowly but surely, but at the same time, like everything's shutting down very quick. But a lot of people can't see that. Only a few people can see that. because people are still stuck in their little fantasies. People are still, being blinded by several distractions. You know what I'm saying? But sooner or later, it's going to hit them in the face. All right, let me read on. Let's go to verse 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets. When the sound of the grinding is low, he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. All right. So, like I said, the buildings are going to be shut down. They're going to be locked up. They're going to be darkened. You're not going to hear like the sound of work, people going to work. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to barely hear that anymore. And it says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. All right. How, like the alarm, for example. That's the voice of the bird, for example. Back in the day, when there was no alarm clocks, people woke up to the rooster, like cocking in the morning. So, but nowadays, our rooster is our alarm clocks. So, and people are going to rise up to the alarm clocks, but they won't be able to what? Go to work. They won't be able to go to work because a lot of places are what? Closing down. Okay. And it says, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So everybody bumping their music, you know what I'm saying? Like bumping their trap music, bumping their country, pop music, mainstream music. It's all going to be brought low because what? Everybody's going to be in a state of mourning. Okay. Everybody's going to be in a state of mourning. And they're going to be like, what is going on? What's happening? It's going to be a great economic collapse. It's going to be the worst collapse in history, to where it's not going to be brought back up except through the digital dollar. All right. Okay. So verse 5, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Okay, so, pretty much verse 8, vanity of vanity, said the preacher, all is vanity. So, pretty much, man, it's going to get worse. Plagues are going to start coming in, you know what I'm saying? And great tribulation is about to come in too, because what? If there's barely any jobs to work at and people aren't working, hyperinflation is going to come in as they send these stimulus packages to everyone. Like, let me go to the U.S. debt clock real quick. So I want to see how much U.S. debt clock. It's crazy how America's in debt, but it's still sending money to people. It's crazy. So it says in the U.S. national debt clock, which is probably inaccurate, it says 28,553,053,600,000. So it just keeps going up. So the American debt clock is at 28 trillion. Okay, $28 trillion in debt, and they want to send you stimulus checks. That doesn't make no goddamn sense, man. It don't make no goddamn sense. So, and people at home, staying at home, depending on the government, you know what I'm saying? That don't make no goddamn sense. That's why they're purposely crashing the economy. But what's even worse, people don't want to work, so it's going to be a faster process, which we need for the kingdom to come. Okay? We need that to happen. You would want this to happen. We want to see this place fall. Okay? So, let's grab Matthew chapter 6. Start at verse 9. You will want to desire this place to be gone. All right? And this is the prayer for you to see this place to be gone, and for YAHAWASHI to render the kingdom, to take back his kingdom. So Matthew chapter 6 verse 9, after this manner therefore pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, forgive us for our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And it's going to be a lot of evil here. And evil and only evil shall come. You know, when you walk into the store and see the gallon of milk $25, $30, people are not going to buy that. People are going to what? They're going to end up stealing it. You're going to see a lot of crazy stuff happening in these last days. People are going to empty out grocery stores, corner stores, you know what I'm saying, supermarkets. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of things going on these last days. And you have to be very circumspect. You have to consider all circumstances of everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord's watching you. And you do not want to be a part of that crowd of rioting and stealing from grocery stores and stuff, because you will receive your reward. At the end of the day, you will receive your reward. Man, the Lord can make it to where if you end up doing that, you know, he'll let you have it, and then he can send like 5 people come your way and kill you and take your stuff. You do not want to be in that kind of spirit. Pray that the Lord, that he doesn't put you in that kind of spirit. Pray that the Lord, that he'll put you in the righteous spirit and the spirit of patience, so you can wait on him, so he can deal with you in these last days in righteousness. So, all right. So, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. So be it. So, you know, we're going to witness the grinder cease and the windows darkened in these last days. Okay. So prepare to see more things like these in these last days. You know, measure the times diligently within itself, according to 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. Okay. And those who are living comfortable in this society, let's get it. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay, so when you say peace and safety, you know what I'm saying? When you got your little jab, you got food in your stomach, you got food in the fridge, you're living good, you know what I'm saying? The Lord's going to send sudden destruction upon you. Okay? It's going to be a destruction like never before. You do not want to be complacent in this society. You do not want to be complacent, and especially brothers and sisters who are within this truth. You never want to get complacent, because what? This is not our rest. This place is not our rest. So be prepared to see one day you're going to wake up and you're going to see people rioting, and they're going to gut out the stores. They're going to rob people. They're going to go door to door and rob other people's food and water and things that they need to survive. There's going to be a real life purge out here, man. It's going to be a real life purge. It's going to be a real life, it's a video game. It's called PUBG. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the abbreviation of the video game, but pretty much it's like a survival game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta survive, and you're on your own. You're not in teams or anything. Like you're on your own to survive, and you gotta take out other people and all that stuff. It's gonna be just like that. You know. So I hope this class was edifying to the elect. Call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, QADASH. If this was edifying to you, it's edifying to the elect. Till next time I say, Shalom.